Hello everyone and welcome to part 10 of the React series. Today we will learn how to get data from child component to parent component and how child component triggered parent component function, also known as React child to parent communication. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe, press the bell icon to get all the notifications. Let's get started. Because data is transferred in a single flow throughout our application, we have been using props to passing data from the parent to child component. However, what if we have data that was saved in a child component and we need to transfer it to its parent's component? React doesn't allow us to transfer prop from child to parent, as you might start at the bottom and work your way up by using props and receiving function from the parent, which we call in the child component. When we split the component, there need to be a link between them so they may communicate with one another. Props enable us to accomplish this. We can communicate from child to parent similarly, but in a different way. In our situation, when the parent component has to retain data from the child. Let's follow these three easy steps. First, we create function in the parent component, and this function helps in to retrieve data from child component. Second, we declare props as an event to the child component in JSX and pass a handler function as a value which allow us to pass a function from parent to child. And last, we call the function inside the child component using props, and that function accepts an argument which is data from the child component. It also refers to lifting state up, and here the state is data that could be constant, function, variable, string or object. We learned form handling and submission in the previous video. Please watch it if you have not already, and we alert our submission data. Like if I fill this form, name Lily and language React and the level is medium and submit it and it alert. Let's say I want to move the alert method into the parent component and pass data there from the child component instead. Now I'm going to follow the first step, create the function inside the app.js file using the constant, and I'm going to name it add detail handler, and it is arrow function. And this function will alert the submission value. Now pass the argument named new user detail. So this can retrieve the value of child component, and then inside this handler we will alert the submission value, not declare alert. And for rendering value, I'm going to specify the backtick $, and in curly braces pass the argument, specify a parameter new user detail with a dot and object name. And the next we will use $, and the same parameter new user detail with dot language, and also I'm going to alert the level. So here $, curly braces, parameter new user detail, dot and level. Now in JSX child element user form, we can create event like props starting with on keyword, name, add detail. And the value of this props is going to be a function which is add detail handler. It is most common way to use event like prop to make sure it is function that we are passing to the child component. Remember to not add a parenthesis after this function like this, because it is not a function but a pointer that is going to trigger when something happens. Save it. Now in user form component, which is a child component, pass on add detail function as props. Here I will comment it out and pass the parenthesis. You can use the props keyword like this, or you can pass function name directly in curly braces, which is on add detail like this. And inside submit form handler, call the function on add detail and pass the parameter user detail. Parameter is here, it is an object. This parameter will pass data into the parent component, which is name, language and level. and save it. Go to the browser and fill the form. Name is language is, let's say, JavaScript. Level is advanced and submit this form. An alert appeared. Here it is not resetting the beginner. So here in the submit handler function, pass set level, and inside the parenthesis pass the default value beginner. So now when I fill the form again, name Lily, language JavaScript, and level is advanced, and submit the form, alert appeared, press OK, and it is reset to the. And also if I pass the console, the app.js file, console.log, and pass the parameter new user detail. Save it and go to the browser, press F12. It's going to open DevTools, and here fill the form again, name Lily, and language is React, and submit the form. It alert. Now press OK. It log the data in the console here from the app.js file. As you can see, when the function is executed inside the child component, it calls the callback function from the parent component, and an alert appeared with the data it sent to the parent component. So passing data from the child to the parent component involves sending a function from the parent to the child which accepts data from the child component as input. To cause an action to be taken by the parent component, you can accept a function via props and call it from within the child component, and a reference to the function that ought to be called when the event happens. That's all for today, guys. Let's end this video here. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share. And if you are new, please check out the React tutorial playlist.